Crazy Rich Asians made a huge wave in 2018 and fans expected the sequel to follow immediately it was announced. As it seems, the fans might have to wait even longer. Let's find out why it's being postponed, because it's not just the money issue. Pay disparity. Many people don't know this, but crew and cast members doing the same task on a movie set doesn't guarantee the same pay, as that's based on experience and ranking in the film industry. This is the reason why co-screenwriter for Crazy Rich Asians, Adele Lim, signed off on the franchise in 2019, as she said her value was greatly underappreciated as opposed to her co-writer, Peter Chiarelli. Peter got paid within the range of $800,000 to $1 million, while Adele had to settle for $100,000. To make the pay disparity less of an issue and to forge ahead with Crazy Rich Asians 2, Peter offered to share his earnings with Adele, who rejected the offer. She thanked Peter for his generosity and said, "Pete has been nothing but incredibly gracious. But what I make shouldn't be dependent on the generosity of the white guy writer." She continued by voicing her concerns about why there's no equity in the film industry for respecting brilliant work and how merit is based on race instead. She said, "If I couldn't get pay equity after Crazy Rich Asians, I can't imagine what it would be like for anyone else, given that the standard for how much you're worth is having established quotes from previous movies, which women of color would never have been hired for. There's no realistic way to achieve true equity that way." This issue actually led to both Adele and Peter leaving the Crazy Rich Asians franchise, and the impact has caused one big setback to the production of Part 2. The former co-writers have now been replaced by Amy Wang, who is set to be the sole writer for the second part. Busy director. At the time Crazy Rich Asians was making waves, the popularity of the film caused great recognition and demands for the crew members of the film as well. And such is the case for director John Chu, who's been on many film projects since then. Even though many speculations and facts pointed to the cast as being the cause of the delay due to their clashing schedules, the actor Henry Golding, who portrays Nick Young in the film, thinks otherwise. The actor told Insider in an interview why he thinks the director's schedule could be a major cause of the delay of Crazy Rich Asians 2 as opposed to what everyone else thinks, when he said, "Everybody's like, oh, you're never gonna lock down the actors. They're all doing all the things, but it's John Chu that you've got to lock down." Then he continued in his interview by saying John has been really busy and is making waves. He said, "He's been a busy boy. That guy is making waves. He has Oprah shouting out his movie." With the many projects John is working on, there's no hope of getting a free schedule anytime soon. Busy schedules. It's a busy time for the cast as Gemma Chan, who played Astrid, is enjoying the success of Crazy Rich Asians play out as she makes headlines with her own Marvel movie with Eternals and other popular roles in Hollywood. Henry Golding has forged ahead as well, taking important roles in movies like Persuasions and many others. The actor Awkwafina mentioned how so much has changed since her role in the 2018 hit and how her career has taken a bright turn. She also mentioned that the film has helped not only its cast, but most of the Asian American actors in Hollywood. She said, "Asian American actors come to me and say, I couldn't get one audition before Crazy Rich Asians. Now I'm auditioning every day." The actress ended her interview by saying that representation matters and that they'd keep pushing the door to make room for everyone. This big change has indeed affected the release of the sequel, and the wait could get even longer after the script is ready while trying to put the team back together. Script complications. According to the news going round about Crazy Rich Asians 2, it's been difficult trying to convert Kevin Kwan's novels into a script. This has always been a huge issue while trying to convert novels to a script suitable for TV adaptation, as there are so many factors to be considered and adjustments to be made. And Henry Golding could only describe this as a very complicated process, as they are still trying to give a crack at the script. Henry broke down what's happening with the script in a talk with Digital Spy when he said, "They've got the 2 books that Kevin Kwan wrote still to come, and they're trying to find an angle to convert those from page to script to film." Then Henry talked about the most important part that could be delaying the script, which is the high expectations the fans have due to how well the first part was received. He said the other issues is that we've got the first one to compete with. Everybody has a very high expectation. It's not going to be as easy as the first one. It's still a work in progress for sure. These standards that Crazy Rich Asians 1 has set are definitely going to need a lot more upgrading for Part 2 to be just as widely accepted, and this is a good reason for a delay. A rushed effort to capitalize on making profits would only end up disappointing everyone involved in the franchise's success. Many obstacles. It appears that the fans of Crazy Rich Asians might have to wait a little longer, as work has just started on the script now that there's a new scriptwriter on board. It's believed that the writing production commenced in March 2022, and now the new problem might be getting the cast together again. Although the movie was initially planned to be filmed in 2020 so as to be able to work through the unavailability of its cast, it then had to be waited out due to the pandemic. All these delays are making the progress look minimal, but Henry says it's just about getting the story right. Henry also mentioned earlier this year how he's been following up with the script progression when he said, "I always bug director John M. Chu about it. They're trying to figure out the writing. I know they're working on it, but hopefully sooner than later." The actress Constance Wu, who plays Rachel Chu in the film, also said they're working on the script when she appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen in June 2022. In another interview, Constance mentioned the progression of the sequel based on her hangout with one of the producers when she said, "Well, I actually just had lunch with John Pinotti, one of the producers, a few weeks ago because he wanted to talk to me about gearing up and getting ready to film Crazy Rich Asians 2. So yeah, the wheels are moving." The fans can be rest assured that no matter how long it takes, the rolling wheel will get to its destination. Too much hype. Despite many fans believing that Crazy Rich Asians 2 should have capitalized on the success of the first film to attract even more fans, others believe that the sequel may be delayed because the first film was exaggerated and grossly overhyped. A fan on Reddit appreciated how the all-Asian cast the movie employed has helped propel many of the actors into becoming well-rooted in Hollywood. The criticizing fan's opinion says, "The writing is horrendously slow, repetitive, shallow, on the nose, and lacking momentum. The movie can't decide on what tone to strike from moment to moment." This fan thinks the plot failed to establish the cultural conflicts and importance of tradition in world building. Even though many fans can't relate to how this could have led to a possible delay because the movies were widely accepted, it could be something that has to do with what the actor Henry fears about the sequel. For the sequel to make sense, it has to live up to the exaggerated hype surrounding it, and it will drag on until the perfect script is on the table. Hollywood bias. It's a strong point for the fans to think the delay to the Crazy Rich Asians sequel is due to the bias in Hollywood against minorities in dominating the scene, but after making a review of some things going on in the background and the message the screenwriter Adele was passing, the facts are beginning to appear very real. A report stated that before now, the last Hollywood movie to ever feature an all-Asian cast was The Joy Luck Club, which was released in 1993. It was widely received and was one of the highest-grossing movies of 1993. The fans are wondering why it took more than 2 decades to have Crazy Rich Asians made, if not for bias and the lack of enthusiasm in financing projects like that. An Asian American screenwriter, Diana Sun, gives her reason why it took so long for Hollywood to adapt more Asian American stories when she made references to the Joy Luck Club by saying, "That just comes down to, were the people who were making decisions about what TV shows and movies get made, were they interested in our stories? And I think the answer was no." Although bias may have played a role in the delay, the representation promises to improve, as it has been confirmed that there will be 2 sequels to Crazy Rich Asians, which will change the narrative going forward. Those are the real reasons why Crazy Rich Asians is being postponed. What do you think about them? Do you know other reasons why we might not be seeing a sequel soon? Let's know your answer in the comments.